Well, Jume, thank you very much for joining us today. We're here with a couple of questions and a little bit of an interview just about your upcoming trip to Malta. The first question I want to ask you, obviously, you've competed in basically all of the off-season tournaments with South Breach and Malta. I just wanted to know, is that something which you enjoy doing, playing in these off-season tournaments, just to give you that preparation for stage one coming up in the next year?
I mean, it definitely is. Definitely some good practice. Even though we played with a sub in South Beach, it was still definitely some good official practice before stage one, getting us ready to qualify for that major.
Also, and it's going to be in Manchester, my home
Yeah,
country as
that's
well.
also
Yeah, and
never
I
been
get
there, so would be
well, I
nice.
that'd be awesome. I think the crowd will be a bit wild, and I guess that leads into my next question as well. Um, Obviously, you usually prepare for online games for all the qualifiers and stuff like South Breach, etc. How will the preparation be any different playing in front of a live crowd in Malta?
Um, for me, I've never played in front of a live crowd before.
Yeah,
I mean, we are gonna be boot camping before Malta,
yeah.
so that's gonna be nice actually playing with the boys IRL. But besides that, I think we just gotta play our game. Don't focus too much on the crowd. Obviously, the hype is gonna be there, so it's gonna be nice.
I mean, yeah, I saw a tweet yesterday from M80. I don't know if you saw it, and they're all in their little hotel room
Oh
with a
yeah,
speaker playing out the Brazilian music and Kino in the background, banging the drum lid as well to try
might
and like,
might need to try that.
yeah, you're gonna have to get the coach in the background just banging on the get Twister banging on the drums in the background in your practice room. But yeah, you said there about it'll be nice to meet the boys. Have you actually had the opportunity to meet all the boys in real life yet?
I've met Savage and Grubby and Twister at the last SI in Canada,
Yep.
but the rest of them, no, I've not.
Oh,
So
that's gonna
that's
be
gonna be
yeah,
nice
it's gonna
seeing
be
them
quite
again.
an experience. And I guess I I I feel I don't know if you feel the same, but having that opportunity to practice all together, spend time not only in the lobby but out of the lobby together, is surely just going to bring you boys closer together and hopefully give you that perfect setup for stage one as well.
Definitely, definitely builds team synergy, get everyone closer together. So I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, well, it sounded like all good things. Not to focus on the negative here, but you obviously had your South Breach run where you got to go up against some T2 teams. Team Valor, who unfortunately beat you in the final, they're also in Malta. So is this like a little bit of an opportunity to get some revenge on Team Valor?
Definitely. I mean, they definitely played well. They've been the team for a while. Um, was some definitely some close games, so I'm ready to get my revenge.
And I guess on that as well is I think you are out of the 6 teams attending Malta. There's 3 teams which are majority French. So I wanted to ask you this question: is this the era of French gunners taking over EU siege, or are you going to stomp them out and just walk all over the Malta land?
Hopefully, they'll get destroyed by us, so I'm not worried at all.
I like the confidence. I rate the confidence. That's good to know. So it's not the French renaissance of Rainbow Six Siege. Then it's going to be a more general domination from a team like you. And I guess you do have some Brazilian gunners as well. And Brazilian Siege at the moment is pretty on pretty on fire, I have to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting to see.
That's awesome. And then another question I've got for you is I sort of spoke to a few people from the Rainbow Six Siege community who are playing in T2 teams looking to get into Rainbow Six Siege. You've obviously made it to the big time, clearly. What is one bit of advice you would give? You probably get this question all the time, but for players who are playing in T2 who are looking to sort of make that step up, do you have any sort of advice from your own experiences or from what you've heard or known people do?
Um, I can just speak from my own experience. Like
Mhm.
the best thing to do is just grind the game, try to play good in officials, and get your name out there. Stream on Twitch. I know a lot of pros and other people always watch like not that known people on Twitch,
Mhm.
so that's definitely a thing. And just be nice to people.
Yeah.
At least for myself, that's a big thing. Just be nice
Yeah.
always to people and try to calm.
Well, I have to say, being nice comes off quite effortlessly for you, June. So you're nailing that. Don't worry about that one whatsoever. And yeah, I guess I spoke about it a little bit earlier, but I'd like to go back to it. You're obviously coming into this with a different iteration of the roster. You obviously had Oscar and Kayak subbing in before. How does that work? Are the roles just filled by the players coming back in? Did they replace the previous roles, or is there going to be a bit of a shuffle round?
Um, I mean, we're gonna be playing with Miracle, so it's gonna be interesting to see still the roles. We might swap something. We haven't been practicing that much, so we'll still see. But I think overall, like the main core that we have had will basically stay the same with the roles.
That's awesome. And I guess, yeah, I guess it's quite almost a bit exciting as well to get. It keeps it a bit fresh. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. It maybe is, maybe isn't. We'll see with time. But I guess it's just quite nice to be playing with different people, getting to know your teammates and working. And I guess you can always find something different or new if you keep maybe that roster changing up a little bit as well.
Definitely, it's gonna
Um,
be yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I just wanted to touch on. I obviously asked you about some advice for those up and coming players. We obviously saw sort of UKIN, etc. That sort of fell away. That's not a thing anymore. So a lot of T2 teams rely on these off-season tournaments and such. And you obviously played up against a fair few of them in your South Breach run. You went up against ITB Academy, Sons of Peter, which who knows if they're the real Wild or not. Don't really know. Jihu and Team 86. I just wanted to ask your opinions on, were you surprised by the quality that you went up against?
I think I definitely was. I don't think we had like a single actually easy game.
Mhm.
So it was, I mean, I think they're actually all practicing nearly daily, improving, trying to reach the top. So it was definitely not easy.
Yeah, and I mean, we might see a few of those teams in EUL next year. Who knows? Who knows who are filling
Who
those
knows?
spots? You might know more than me, but we won't leak anything, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no leaking here. We'll keep it safe. We won't reveal anyone's secrets or anything like that. But yeah, I think how, like, in terms of preparing for these tier two teams, is it more because it may be harder to find the VODs, I guess. You're not scrimming against these teams as much and you don't know the players as well. Is it more of a focus on you guys as a core and what you do, as opposed to counter-stratting these two T2 teams that you might not know as much about?
It definitely is just focusing on yourself and your own team than the enemy team in those kind of games.
Yeah. And I guess,
Yeah.
is there a sort of element where you focus on yourselves, but you don't want to reveal too much? Is it sort of go to the basic maps, go to the core maps? You don't want to show too much as well before stage one?
I mean, for us, that wasn't really the case since we
Yeah.
were still playing with subs and stuff. So we were just playing what we were comfortable on, and weren't trying to hide anything or anything like that. So, but I think in general, I would say there's definitely some scenarios where you'll keep your pocket strats and stuff that
Yeah.
you wanna keep for the most important games.
Yeah, so maybe the Malta final when you get there, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
start. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll see the secrets. The aces will come out the sleeves, which would be fantastic. And then I only have one more question for you, and you might not have an answer to this. Don't be scared. It's nothing weird. I was going to ask, do you listen to music before a game day? Do you have that go-to song which hypes you up ready before a game, or is it a different sort of preparation for your game day?
Um, no, I definitely do.
Yep.
I don't have a specific song, but I normally just listen to my playlist
Mhm.
on Spotify, and that's it. Normally plays the same song. So,
Do you want to give us one or two tracks from that so people can
oh
be
god,
sat home trying
give me
to,
one sec.
they can imagine themselves as Jume playing in EUL, playing in the Malta LAN. They'll be sat at home scrimming, getting, well, they won't be warming up in T Hunt anymore because that's been and gone. But yeah,
Let's see.
this is pressure, isn't it? I put pressure on you here.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Let me find out my liked songs.
It's like that question that you get asked when someone
I've
asks you.
I think one of my most listened songs too
Yeah,
recently was "See You Again" by Tyler the Creator.
there we
Like
go.
it's nothing too hype, it's just a
Yeah,
song I like, so
just
it
gets
gets me
your
nice and
head in the
relaxed
game.
for the game. Yeah,
Yeah, get your head in the game. Well, June, thank you very much for joining me for a couple questions. Best of luck out in Malta. I'll be out there as well, so I'll see you out there. I'm sure we can celebrate with some sun, some siege, and maybe some shots as well. But
yes, sir. Thank you
um,
for having me.
hey, no worries, fella. Thank you very much, and best of luck in Malta. Cheers, fella.